I've got to give this declassified presenter journalist props. Even though he didn't get answers to his questions as he shouted them out towards President Herzog and the Israeli ambassador, as well as Kier Starmer at 10 Downing Street, he definitely tried. Furthermore, I don't think they liked the dude by the look they gave him when the Israeli media entourage looked towards him. Definitely daggers. So this meeting took place earlier between our Prime Minister Kier Starmer and Israeli President Isaac Herzog. It was well publicized, took place earlier in Downing Street, and then they moved on to a debate at Chatham House, which I actually watched in its entirety. It's quite interesting. The interviewer, they pushed back and posed some fairly strong questions, although, as it tends to go in these debates, when you get somebody as high profile as this, they show up and they tend to make statements rather than give clear answers to the questions. And there were reporters doing a Q&A towards the end. It's still quite interesting and worth viewing. But now check out the arrival at 10 Downing Street.
President Herzog, are you a war criminal? Are you presiding over genocide in Gaza, President? Do Palestinians have a right to exist, or is that just for Israel? Prime Minister, why are you shaking hands with a man who said there are no innocents in Gaza? Are you complicit in genocide, Prime Minister? So that was the President of Israel just entering Downing Street, being greeted there by Kier Starmer. He did give that handshake. We understand that the handshake was going to happen come rain or shine. Behind me are some official photographers that we think travelled with the President of Israel. Some of them are now going in through another door to take the official photographs inside. And I believe that the lady in the pink jacket, Tzipi Hotovely, Israel's ambassador, is in the motorcade as well. Ambassador, why did you justify bombing hospitals in Gaza? Have you incited genocide? Ambassador, should you be kicked out of Britain? Tzipi Hotovely, Israel's highly controversial ambassador to Britain, just entered Downing Street. She's clearly going to be taking part in the meeting this afternoon with President Herzog. I wanted to ask Kier Starmer why he was shaking hands with a man who said there are no innocents in Gaza because of these comments that Isaac Herzog made in October 2023.
It's an entire nation out there that is responsible. It's not true. This rhetoric about civilians not aware, not involved, it's absolutely not true. And we will fight until we'll break their backbone.
Earlier, while we were waiting, the distinguished Israeli historian Professor Avi Schleim actually came up to Downing Street to deliver a very different petition to what's happening now.
I think it is totally inappropriate for Kier Starmer to meet with the Israeli president at a time when Israel is perpetrating genocide in Gaza, and a lot of Labour backbenchers have also urged Kier Starmer not to meet with the Israeli president, but he hasn't listened to them.
Shortly before the President arrived, we noticed a buzz in activity. We've been waiting here for several hours in the rain and it's been relatively quiet. But suddenly various Israeli officials started arriving, some we think from the kind of official press corps in Israel, and obviously some security officials that look like Mossad. And so we're kind of conscious some people have started filming us from the Israeli side as well. Perhaps they're surprised that independent media have been able to get into Downing Street, but obviously we have a right to do that in the UK. After this meeting takes place, we'll try and keep covering the story and see where he goes next. I headed to Chatham House, a famous think tank where Herzog had been invited to speak. crowds of protesters were ready to greet him. Meanwhile, outside Downing Street, another protest was being held, and Herzog was rushed into a car after what turned out to be a difficult meeting with Kier Starmer. But despite any differences between the two leaders, security services from Britain and Israel worked hand in hand to ensure the visit went smoothly. No expense was spared ferrying Herzog around London in the same luxury car used for the King as he was driven past Buckingham Palace under police escort. Dashing hopes from campaigners that he could be arrested. As this convoy arrived at Chatham House, the level of cooperation between the Met Police and what appeared to be Mossad only intensified. So Israel's president is now outside the Chatham House think tank, which has controversially extended an invitation to him. He's come straight from his meeting with Kier Starmer at Downing Street. It's quite a sizable pro-Palestine demonstration and just a handful of Israel flags. The president is getting out now and is being ushered in to Chatham House. So as our sources indicated, Israel's president has indeed been bundled inside the prestigious Chatham House think tank in central London, which seems willing to lend its reputation to him at this time where he is pretty much an international pariah. Tobias Ellwood, former Defence Minister, what do you think of Israel's president speaking at Chatham House? So that was the former Conservative Defence Minister, if I'm right, Tobias Ellwood. He's clearly going to be in the audience this evening. Although Herzog, as Israel's president, does not have executive powers or serve in the war cabinet, his comments at Chatham House made it clear that he is an ardent defender of Israel's operations in Gaza.
There are 13 fully operational hospitals in Gaza. All the medical equipment and services are there.
While Kier Starmer had lent legitimacy to Herzog by hosting him, it transpired their meeting was not entirely amicable.
Things were said that were tough and strong, and clearly we can argue, because when allies meet, they can argue. We are both democracies. We both understand the threat from the jihadists. Prime Minister reiterated, and of course, I couldn't agree more, that Hamas is a terror organization that must be removed.
Herzog must now know that he won't be able to visit Britain without being asked tough questions and facing protests wherever he goes.
So there you have it, President Herzog's meeting with Kier Starmer and the Israeli ambassador and their delegation, first in 10 Downing Street, and then they moved on to, President Herzog moved on to Chatham House for a debate. And all along, he was doggedly told by the investigative journalist Alex Morris from Declassified News, who I think he'd done an excellent job of throwing out his questions into the ether, although they weren't. He got into the room, although they weren't physically in a room, he's in the public space, but it was in earshot. Everybody who he questioned heard exactly what he said. They may have refused to give him a response. He did his job, and I give him some credit for that. Thanks for spending some time here with myself, Own Your Idea, here at CornerSpeak. Just like to leave you with a message from our video sponsors. Today, if you're having an event, local event or otherwise, private party, you need a pianist for your bar or your wedding, you need a live band or solo artist, whatever your entertainment needs are, live music, you can get in touch with Elite Artists and they will tailor-made some entertainment to make sure you are looked after. The information will be in the description. Check them out.
I think we just do pub gigs. Elite Artists perform at weddings, corporate events, birthdays and 5-star hotels. High-end or laid back, we've got the perfect artist for every vibe. Download the Elite Artists app today on Google Play and the App Store. Elite Artists have been bringing people together in pubs across the country since 2010. Indie, pop, jazz, Motown, soul, classic rock, solos, duos, trios and bigger bands. Added to the roster by audition only. Search Elite Artists on the App Store or Google Play today.
So like the video, leave a comment, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I'll catch you on the next time around. You've been here with myself on your radio here at CornerSpeak. Be good, be safe, be creative. We out.